This looks better. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Now it's better actually. Het is opposite. Nee, het komt nog beter wel achter zelfs. Yeah, so Anthony, my internet was shut down, so the whole weekend I had actually no connection with my internet. I told you guys that the kids of my sister were here and they actually used up all the internet connection. So today it was restarted, so I'll be uploading it today. It actually stopped at 1%. Yeah, so it took so long that I was actually online for about I think I left it for 6 hours running, and it was and it did 1%. So it was actually no use. I stopped it after that, and then I said, okay, I will restart. And I checked what happened, and actually it showed me that my internet connection was fully used. That's the first time I ever had this. So myself, kids. Once you have 3 kids in the room, you have to have great internet, especially if they're used to being online all the time. So So we do have a 5 minute for value gap still untapped inside that range. Yeah, probably by after the stream I'll upload it and then it will be perfectly, I think. Doe die hier buiten alleen vannacht, heel nacht. John, why we need bias? I mean, we trade orb, so if orb shows us a long, we long, and the opposite. Yeah. That's actually a good question. So you still need a bias. The reason why is if you're trading against the major trend, you have to take profit sooner. So if you're trading with the major trend, you can actually be able to let it run for the rest of the day. So if you are trading against the bigger time frame trend, that is why we actually use still a weekly bias. not an intraday bias, so intraday we will have to see what happens, of course. But if you actually want to see a full stretched out, say that we actually make the low of the day, and actually here this is the low. So say that we go down into this 4 hour value gap and then have a bullish reaction off of it. Say that London does this at the opening and then says we want to start. So if we know that this is actually possible, that this is the low of the day, then you want to be in the straight for the rest of the day. You don't want to take profit too soon, but say that we trade against it and we just trade in this 4 hour gap and know that the bias is up and we take a short right here. It's better for us to take sooner profit than to be patient until the market says okay, we're going up anyways. So this is why you actually do need a form of bias. So not that it indicates where you have to take a short or a long, it's just to make sure that you actually know if it's against the major trend that you just take sooner profit. So that's 2 more minutes. We are outside the range at this point. So same here, we came actually inside and now ready for value gap. Now we're pushing higher, so it looks like it wants to continue up to this high here, at least the high of Asia it will take, and now we will see where does it want to go after that. Do know if we enter this, stops are at the low. One more minute. And we do have a 15-minute value gap then too, right here. So I would actually implement you to put your stop right here, under that last wick, slow. So I will put it here, just under the orb. Because if this is a 15-minute value gap created, we can actually tap this. If we have a close, of course.
Soms hou je koppen. Zoals die aan het wassen en zo om te doen. Je bent gewoon naar een eindje zelf gekomen, hè? Nee, wil ik hier recht zijn, hè?
So on the right side you see a 5-minute chart, by the way, just that you know. So no close, so no entry.
Okay. Ook een hond.
Ga jij ook mee op reis met ons?
Ja, toch wel. Je hebt ervoor gekozen, hè? Dat heeft het een keer niet.
We will definitely take out, these are equal highs, so a lot of chance that we will take this out. If we go to the upside, yeah, session high first of all, we take a look what session high brings, and then anything in here. If we can go up fully and actually hit previous day high or Friday's high, that would be actually a very nice trade. Lina was altijd super lief geweest met zijn poort hè. Is er ook al?
Ja.
Ondertussen. So we're now reaching that 15 minutes for value gap actually, so this is a 15 minute too. The 5 minute is actually a bit smaller. It's actually the 5. I said to you all that I would trade continuations right now, so I just, I still believe we will go up higher, so I just entered a trade myself, right here, and then see where we head. Stops are at previous low, so this one should be stopped. I'll put it on screen just to tell you all that I entered. I'll delete this one so that I will do order for you. I will show my results at the end. So the reason why is I still believe that this wants to go higher. Of this, this was a nice drop. We came actually to the 0.6%, 62%. So actually I didn't explain this yet to most of you. So if you take your Fibonacci, and the 0.62% is actually a level where we actually bounce off, or the 7.5 actually is our levels where we can bounce off to go lower again, and we saw this actually happen right here. 62 level, we bounced a bit down, so here we will show if it wants to go up, yes or no. And for actually continuation trades, you do need a bias, so it's important for yourself that you actually do know a bit how the market structure is built up. So in the higher time frames, it shows it wants to go up. We do have a 4 hour, so just below. If this one does not work, I will try it again on that 4 hour. The reason why I took this entry is actually I trade on a 15 minute, so that was a 15 minute tap. Here, that was a tap. And I put my stop at this one. Show you break. Can and Q go up.
For the students, they need still.
It's not a session sweep, I know. Well, I told you that I would trade this week. And I want to show you how to actually trade continuation movements, and this is how we trade continuation movements. The reason why I entered, so for me it's a bullish structure, so we want to go higher. And what did we do? We created a nice 15 minutes, another 15 minute for value gap right here, came in, we tapped it. So what I want to see now is actually continuation at least to that high, and from there I want to see how it reacts. So this is actually the first time I haven't been trading that much lately, because every time we break a session actually we continue higher, so I have actually almost not been trading at all. And every time we actually break sessions I'm not online, so it's not something that I can trade actually, because I'm 4 hours online with all of you, and I'm actually don't trade afterwards anymore, so I don't have time to do anything else. I still have a family and everything else, so I still need to cook, clean, and do all the rest too. So if the market decides to go lower, I'm okay with it too. It's a half hour at risk, and I want to see if we do go up higher. The reason for entering is actually because it's a continuation play. And can and Q go up and crypto go down, and how does that work? Crypto and NQ are not correlated, so they don't work in the same base or the same volumes. They don't do both up and both down. Doesn't work like that. Crypto is actually separated fully, and crypto is more, still a little bit more, how do you say it? Volatile. So investors prefer to do something they know, and actually those are real businesses. So CNQ has a real business, so these are real companies we can trade on, and we can trade actually the market off, but they actually hold value in the real world already. So crypto holds a bit value in the real world, but not as much yet as NQ, because NQ is a business, is actually a company, 100 companies actually, NQ. So you can see August I've traded from the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 18th and the 21st, and actually other than that I didn't trade at all. So you can see it was almost nothing that I had the chance actually to trade. So here was still doing the other part, the sweep of Asia, sweep, and here actually still, and then it stopped actually. I had actually no entry models whatsoever, because I wasn't online. So this is the reason why I'm doing something different, because otherwise I still made some money, doesn't matter, but I do want to be able to trade. It's still my base income. So I'm not okay. If it goes 10 o'clock, I should close stop because we changed sessions. I'll make a separate movie on how to use indicators. Anthony, I don't get your. I didn't. I don't understand your question. I'm not. I'm confused. If it goes 10 o'clock, I should close stop because we changed sessions. I'm not. I can follow. So 9 o'clock is session actually. 9 o'clock opens London. 10 o'clock is nothing special. Or my time anyways. So I'm not sure if anybody noticed, the moon is actually very full and at this point, so don't make any haste decisions while this one is up. If you have never learned about astrology, I give you just a pointer. Don't make any big decisions right now. Wait until the full moon is gone. Or be patient to make any rational decisions. I mean, London opens, I stop pre-op. Yeah, so if London opens, if it was into your notes that you still want to trade at London Open, you can, but make sure to follow, because I'm not sure, I'm probably 100% sure that you said to me that you would not trade if the last minute or the last 5 minutes, if it was open, that you said you would be patient until the next 15 minutes. I'm not sure how it's written in your plan exactly, but this is what I remembered actually. You don't. So if London opens, you cannot use pre-orb anymore. So then you have to be patient and see what London brings. So your plan is to trade pre-orb. So pre-orb is actually until 9 o'clock. If you do not have a breach at 8:55, actually pre-orb did work. Or didn't show us where to go. If you say you're still entering at the opening of 9 o'clock, then you have until 9. We have an hour, actually 45 minutes of range. That will show us if it wants to continue, yes or no. Are you there on Thursday, Anthony? No, there are no mistakes, they're just learning phases. So pre-orb ends actually at 9, so, and then you have actually orbits range. So actually then the opening of London itself afterwards. And then you have from 9 to 9:15 the opening range of London. Yeah, I know. But will you be there now Thursday? Then I go over everything again. If you're there on Q&A again, let me know that we can actually, or maybe this week if I have a little bit more time, that I can actually arrange something extra to go over if you can't be there, to explain everything again, so that we actually know how it works. So it's important that yeah, small details can be definitely something. Yeah, you can write it down to question room perfectly. I'll go over all the questions that was sent to me this weekend today. I was no internet again. So that's something special, actually, having no internet connection. It's strange to see that you actually use it for almost everything. No, you can still trade. We're not at open yet. So it's after 9 that it stops the pre-orb.
Het restarts, hè. Je was gewoon terug op 15 minuten.
So pre-orb rules. -15-minute range from 8. Yes, this is my time, of course, guys. When I get online till 8:15. That's actually 8:10. We need a 5-minute breach. Candle close. Outside. Before 9. So. From 8 till 8, 15 actually. Actually it's a 14.999, but I put 15. So this is what we need. We need to close outside. So this was the range. So our candle of 8. So my candle of 8. So I'm on Brussels time zone. So candle of 8. Any 5-minute close above the range is good. That means that we have a close outside. So if the next 5 to 10 minutes we can still have that close. If the market does not close about outside, we actually have to be patient from 9 o'clock to 9:15. We have actually the orb itself. That's the opening of London, and that's again the same. Just close 5 minutes outside the range. So if we have again a 5-minute close outside the range, up or down, then we actually have our entry, and then we follow. So it depends if you actually want to trade London open too. If not, then your candle has to be open before 9, or has to close before 9. Otherwise, we're trading at the opening range of the other. And the market is just having patience at this point. And I'm from starting from this week, I will make sure that I'll learn you guys how to use a few indicators if you actually want to have more confirmations and everything. I'm making the course a bit bigger so that you actually have the chance for everybody to learn everything. But that will not be in the lessons itself. It will be smaller lessons in between that you guys can watch. 10-minute movies or something like that. Very short. Make it very short to just strict to one subject and to add to that.
Ik heb gewoon pre-orb gedaan, 5 minuten. 2 keer uitzet meer dan, ja, 2 keer de winst doen.
Yeah, that's okay.
Moet je nog een keer doen?
Actually, you have already said that in the past, but I didn't remember. I didn't pay it. Yeah, that's okay. That can happen. The learning phase is important, and if you see yourself do something not correct, you can make sure that you do it the next time better. That's all. Nothing else. We're here to learn, so learning is important. So that's the main important thing, that you can see yourself do something not correct and fix it. If you keep repeating it 10 times over and over again, yeah, that would be something different. But if you've done it only once or twice and you can actually see yourself doing it not correctly, you can just stop doing it and do it different. The only thing that I can say then is actually put that plan in front of you before you trade, somewhere on your desk or something, or on your computer, and read it before we trade. We got 15 minutes, so if we're here from 8 till 8:15, read your plan in those 15 minutes. We still have another 5 minutes afterwards, so we have about 20 minutes from 8 o'clock until we actually can trade, at least. So we got plenty of time to read a plan that's only like 2 pages long. So read it every time you're behind your desk before you trade. It gets you in your head a lot easier. So the next 5-minute candle is my only chance after... Yeah, so if you actually only trade pre-orb, yes. Yeah, for me, for a continuation play, this isn't good either, so this stalls a lot. So we can see how this is building up liquidity right here on the side. So we're building up 5 minutes, look at this. This is so chopped. Nothing is happening here. So for a continuation play, this is same. I still need to be patient. Nothing happening here. No movement at all. So 9 o'clock will definitely come to the fair value gap. I'm sure of that. And then where it heads to, yeah, we will see. Like we still had that 5-minute fair value gap right here. And this does not look like it wants to do anything at this point. Just sit here and be patient. And it's up to you if you put in your plan that you have, again, after 9 to 9:15, and you can trade that before. If you haven't traded yet and you said, okay, I can take at least a trade, and this happened and this plays out, you can take that one too then. But it's up to you to put in your plan if you want to trade orb itself afterwards too. I tested both of them, and if you play them both, you actually make more. But yeah, sometimes you will get to not profits after each other too. So almost an hour in stream, and we're actually still at that 23-point range. So the market is rather calm today. Has a lot of patience. That I do pre-warp, and if there is no candle close that I can do warp. Of course you can. Emily, yes you can. But if you do it once, make sure you do it always. Mensen met speciaal, hè. Wat dat reden, hè, als ik kijk. Zo ziet. So that's 2 more minutes. We'll probably have no close. Now this hourly does look a little bit less good, so in the last 2 minutes you will see how this hourly actually wants to close. If this one closes all the way back down here, yeah, we probably will go to that 4 hour. Yeah, having patience is always good. Trading is actually being more patient than actually having constantly an entry or moving around or taking trades. The more patient you can be actually at trading, the better it is, because you can actually have the patience to wait or be patient until that setup actually comes to what you need. So full hour in stream and the pre-order did not breach. You can see right here that the market is actually just stalling. This is stalling. So if the market wanted to go lower, it would have done it already. So it's just holding on. So I still believe it goes up from here. It's just this building up inside a little bit of liquidity. So if we see this is building up liquidity on both sides. So it can take out the high and the low before it wants to continue. You can see this actually, if we go up, see, it stalls, takes out, it stalls. So we see this constantly. Most of the time this means after a push up it continues. The good thing about this is that if we have a range ourselves and we stay in it, that you actually don't trade. So this eliminates a lot of places where you actually don't want to be trading either. So I'll set up the pre-orb and the orb itself. So this is orb, I'll measure it on the screen too here. Yeah, go ahead. Type it in a positive way, Anthony. Type it in, I was fully correct and doing everything what I should be doing. If my plan is to trade both pre-orb and orb, how I do that? You start with pre-orb, and if the plan says the pre-orb reaches what it wants to go to, and orb afterward continues that way, you can take it again. You can take a second entry. So say that pre-orb here now breached to the upside, and you were already in the trade, and then afterwards we have an orb range like this, and it breaches again to the upside. You take just an extra entry. This is how you can do it. If you are already in a trade and you say, okay, I don't want to risk more out of it, then you just take the first trade, of course.
But if he's not in a trade, I think that's what he's meaning.
Oh,
now.
If you're not in a trade, then you only take, of course, the one that breaches. So say that you are in a trade right here. Say that we actually did this. You entered here somewhere. Your stops are at a low. And we were targeting something higher. Okay, great. So say that this was your first trade. And then here afterwards, or breached again, you could take a second. Like, stops would be, yeah, at the low of that orb, of course, then. Same target. So that this would be a second trade, actually, that you can take. The only thing is, if the first one goes up and the second one says, I'm doing this, you got a problem. This is the only thing you cannot take. Because you cannot short and long at the same time, at the same account. That's not possible. Then you have to decide that you will take the pre-orb before the orb, that's all. Perfectly, I honestly never thought of that, John. I say too much. Can you rephrase to what site? Because I didn't follow that last part. I'll delete this one for a second. So you say now, this was actually, so it's a breach of the pre-orb itself right here on that 5 minutes. So if we take the 5 minutes, so this should have been a breach, so this would be a long, but this is actually after 9 o'clock already. So this is a 9 and 5, so that would be no close at the pre-orb itself. So this would be no trade because this is orb itself already. Because it just took here external liquidity, so buy side liquidity, and I'll probably see the market, if it changes hands, it comes to here. If it continues through here and takes that high, we will take Asia high. Okay, yeah, the adding part, yeah. So yeah, if actually London decides to continue with the pre-orb session, so say that pre-orb actually exit to the upside and we continue higher, that means that both of the sessions actually show strength to continue one direction. So of course you can add then. It's an easy spot actually to add because it's a trade on itself. But thank you for sharing this. I appreciate it. Sometimes it looks logical for me, and I believe it looks logical for everybody sometimes too. So I'll close pre-orb to make it a bit more easy for everybody. So I'll set up here. The candle of 9 actually was already passed, so what can we see here? This candle, why is this different? So if we take the 5 minute right here, that was the last candle actually. This is the 9 o'clock candle. This is actually already from 9 to 9:05, so this is actually after 9 o'clock. This is something actually a bit strange to remember, but this is 5 for 9 o'clock, and this is actually from 9 to 9:04 is actually 9:05, from 9 to 9:05. So this is the first minutes of the 9 o'clock, and then the next. So it's actually always a minute before it stops. So you see, this is actually the candle from 9:01 till 9:04. This is the candle from 4:59 seconds. This is the candle from 5 o'clock, 9:05 till 9.959 seconds. Yeah. Now you can trade until the 9 o'clock, so that's 5 minutes before actually yet. So this candle from 8:55, that's the last candle actually of the pre-orb itself. So we are now actually at the value gap that I drawn. So if the market wants to continue, it should go through this immediately, right here. That will be the last part of POI, actually of point of interest, that the market can actually go further down. If we breach this high, we will take out Asia high, and there is a possibility that we actually go all the way up to here. Just because of the big drop previous Friday, that was actually not, I don't believe this was meant to happen. This was actually manufactured. Big boys just said we need some liquidity, so and if they need liquidity, they will make it. Ga je maar om,
Ja.
Oh, dat is nu de handpak ook in. So, if you ever want to trade continuation movements, I'll explain in the lessons too how to do this actually, step by step. But if you ever expect to do this, you do need to know how the bias is of the market. Second that you need to know is we only trade continuations on a 15-minute based. So we don't go any lower than a 15-minute. We use the hourly and the 4-hourly for the direction, the 30 minutes you can use for value gaps too, and the 15 minutes for value gaps are the entry positions. Nothing else than that you use. Yeah. So we got about 1 more minute for that range. This is the range. That's a decent range actually. 27 points, about the same as the pre-orb, 27 points. You can see that the market does not have it easy to go through this last part. So we do have the opening range. This is that candle of 9 o'clock itself, from 9 to 9:15. We do have for value gaps inside the range right here. So we have a 5 minute on the low. So stops would be the last wicked's candle. So actually, I believe that's this candle, Swick, that I would use as a stop. I know it's outside the range, but this is a fair value gap right here. And for value gaps to tell you, you have to take the previous candle's wick, so that's this one. Have a nice day, Emily. Enjoy. See you tomorrow, Anthony. Oh, bye, have a nice day. I think it's to Anthony, right? That you said it. Enjoy your work day. Kunnen we iets zingen?
Hij is opwarm.
Oké. So this could be the breach that we were being patient for. Still got a minute, 55 seconds. I do want to watch how we react actually on Asia highs. So this is actually Asia high right here. So no, session highs are always points of liquidity. Oh, more important points of liquidity, let me say like that. There are different points where liquidity is too, but those are more important. So that's 58 seconds. So there was no close yet. Again, so another 5 minutes, we'll be patient.
Is dat die daar stond aan de dreven?
Oh, dat kan. Je passeert wel weer. Nee. Thought so, Emily. We can all see that there is not much volume in the market today, so it's actually pretty normal for London. For a Monday, Nasdaq is making that we have a lot of patience today. An hour and a half is stream and still no trade. Anytime. Have a nice evening or night actually. I'll be back this afternoon or tomorrow, so we'll see you back then. A no trading day is a good day too. If you followed your plan, that's the only thing that's important. So I got about 30 more minutes to stream. If we do not have a breach by then, yeah, I'll call it a day too. I'll just let it be or do its thing for the rest of the day. 2 hours of stream and not taking a trade. It's okay for me then. That means better be patient until the afternoon session then. Or the morning session for anybody that's living in America, of course. So anybody that ever has questions, just put them in chat. I'll be happy to help. We'll answer them. The more questions you guys give me, the easier it is actually for me to respond to them. For me, it's pretty normal. Most of the things that I see. So I'll make an in-depth video maybe over how to actually trade the orb. Put it on my channel. It can help. So should that also be on your trade plan when the close ends session in 1 hour? So the session actually ends at 11. So if the orb does not breach after 11 or 10:30, I did not enter it ever on my back testing either. So when it stopped at 11, that's 3 hours in stream. I said I will not take a trade from that because you only have like an hour left. You see, it took this liquidity right here, and now it's still a bit sideways, still a bit insecure what it wants to do, but this 5 minutes looks like it wants to push lower. We came into that for value gap. We were creating a 15-minute for value gap right now. So we now have a 15-minute inside too, right here. Yeah, if the market wants to go higher, we should not come below here again. So we do want to continue then. If you watch the hourly, looks good, but our 4 hourly just took liquidity. So I do want to see us stay. It's not that obvious with all these drawing right here, but we took liquidity of this 4 hour candle. That went a little bit lower. We still have a 4 hour for value gap, so I do want to see that push further up right here if you want to continue that movement. So if you were trading a continuation movement from the lows, that 15-minute gap, so this would be actually the second entry then to continue higher. Just because of that 15-minute fair value gap right here. I love markets, but markets can be sometimes very slow too. So for my continuation movement, by the way, that was a second entry that I took. I'll show afterwards how I actually traded it. So the markets did come down, took a 15 minutes, again made a 15-minute for value gap. You had to be patient until at 15 minutes. I take it on a tap, so when it taps I enter it, so I put it on 60, 760, 2360, so this was my entry again. So my entry is now right here, at that low. And my stops are here. So if the market does want to continue, it should not come back all the way down here. If it does not, it will take me out at 0.1, not in profit. I was up a bit more than 1 hour at the high point right here. I was up 1.2. Well, if the market wants to continue high, I want to see it at least take Asia high. So in the next 20 minutes, if we do not have a breach up or down, I'll call it a day. Yeah, trading needs to give you freedom, so you have to set up some time that you actually say, okay, this is the maximum time I want to spend after the charts at a day. So you actually have the free time to do what you want to do still. If it takes just as much time as your normal activity, yeah, it's not supposed to be like this. So for anybody that knows how to add to trades, this is actually an adding spot, same as an adding point right here. You can take it on a 5 minute. A 15 minute is more accurate for a continuation play. It just takes a lot more patience. So say that you actually are at home and want to do other stuff and still keep look at the charts. So you just put a 15-minute chart online, and every time you make for value gaps, you can actually put it right here and put a limit order onto your top step or any other account that you're using, or prop firms. You can just put a limit order into those for value gaps. Put your stops still at the same place. If you have no idea how to put in a limit order, it's where order types are standing on the right side of your screen, and you can put limit or market stop or trailing stop. So a limit order is actually where you put it in. If you want to put a buy limit, it's still buy. You do need to put in the price for yourself. So if you say it's this price I want to enter halfway, then you have to put in 23,750, 760.5 of course. go put on the screen how I actually were on 2 trades. So my first trade was actually here. So this was my stop. First target was Asia high, and we will see after Asia high how far I get, of course. Second is this one actually. Stops are not at that low. So these 2 trades I'm in. That was that continuation play. I told you guys from Friday already, or last week, that I was gonna show you how, step by step. The reason why I didn't put on screen because it may confuse people, or be less clear in how you actually trade for yourself. So I don't need to see it on my screen. I know how to trade it already. Yeah, no, it's on the screen, not in the trade, but it's for the old people. So nonetheless, if this orb goes to the upside, this is still your stop. We still have a 5 minute right here that didn't get tapped. So I'll zoom in. So this is still that 5 minute. It missed it by, I don't know, I think a half point or something. They're actually equal, so. So 20 more minutes in stream, and I'll end it up, of course. Thanks for supporting this, the channel by being here and giving me a thumbs up. I always enjoy it. My channel is growing slowly but steady, so I'm very happy that I can help more and more people. Look, you never heard me say that trading is an easy job. I will never say that. Anybody that tells you you can be a millionaire overnight, I'm gonna please give them my address. I actually want to talk to these guys and see how they actually would explain me that you will be a millionaire over a month. I don't believe them. It's not because they can handle a 10k trade that you yet can. Remember that too. So wealth is built up over time and not instantly. If it's built up instantly, make sure you take profit instantly too, and that you take everything out of the market and put it in something safe then. Just buy gold or silver or something like that with it, without thinking anymore. Because if you put it into a market and keep trading it, 90% sure that you will give everything back to the market. If it's luck, it's never easy to keep. If it isn't luck, and it actually is yourself having a skill and trading, then you can keep it. Because you know what to do. So that would be a breach in 10 seconds. That was a close. Let me calculate how many points that would be. Actually, 21 points, or if you take the low, that would be 31 points. So that's $60 per contract. This is also my stop, by the way. So stop should be here. Stops are at 23,000. 20,000, 748. So these are the stops. Target, yeah, that would be definitely. First thing that we will take a look if this market continues higher, how it reacts on Asia high. So this is Asia high right here. So I do want to see after we hit Asia high a continuation. So then first target would be 23,822. This area around, and then of course the high. So if we continue, we can actually take that high out. But let's stop at 20,875. That would be first target, or last target. So that 30 minutes for value gap right here. Oh, that's actually a nice area. So take this as your TP. If we continue, of course. That was a very strong reaction back down. So POI stands for point of interest, by the way. The reason why Asia high time frame or liquidity actually. So we hit twice now this high. Now that was a strong push back down, so I don't like that push here. In the next 9 minutes we will see what happens. So we're now in a 5 minute fair value gap again, so I do want to see a bullish reaction off of it. I don't know, there is one more just below, but I prefer it right here to see that strength again in that market. Okay, that doesn't look good, guys. Gonna be honest. That was a strong push. Now I do want to see it move immediately back up. So this is our last 5 minute fair value gap right here. If this one drops any further, yeah, I'm out of my trade too, by the way. My stops are exactly at the same spot of yours. So the next 2 minutes I want to see that candle completely back up. So this is internal liquidity we're taking, so as long as we keep this is okay. Now this candle I want to see at least back to that high in the next 3 minutes. If we have that continuation, that would be right there then, but let's see what happens. Now this hourly doesn't look that fantastic anymore. Once we got up here, that looked good. So this was actually what I said about 4 hour too. We took liquidity, and I do want to see that push continuation there, just because of this gap below here. Yeah, we probably get stopped in about a minute. This is too strong. Normally it's in about 2 minutes we go back up, so this is like the last minute already and it's still down here, so it will push further. So this is how you actually read candles too. So if candles keep pushing at one direction and they don't have any slow down or reducement of speed, and it keeps, especially in the last seconds of that 15-minute candle right here. Nonetheless, this was a very slow market today, but it looked good, play looked good, continuation looked good, so we took out our high, what I was expected to take out, and then continue from it, but we never got a candle actually above this high, just a wick. You can see how strong that 15-minute was actually. This is the strongest candle we've seen in the whole session, so that was a good play. But nonetheless, for me, I didn't take profits either, so I'm stopped at BE now. So I got a 0.01 out of it. after the stalling, continuation, stalled a bit, we continued again to that high, so I believe that actually we were going up higher. Still looked that way, if you look at this 15-minute movement. Now the hourly here, on the other hand, looks a bit different. There's no 1 hour value gap here. There is a 30-minute one still left in here. Our market was just stalling right here. Nothing to do about. I would take this play every time, over and over again. It looked very great. So that will be our stop. 3, 2, 1. Not yet. That was the stop. That's also the end of the stream. So log your trade, take a picture of it, put in your trading plan. If it's London that you traded today instead of pre-orb, also put it in that it's London orb and not pre-orb, so you know the difference. Market is just ranging actually. We came up all the way to the high, back low, so we can come back up. So market is ranging. Stay off of it for the rest of London side. I would be patient. A very slow market at this point, so no movements. I will be patient to the afternoon session to see if there is anything to trade off or to continue, of course. I'll see you all back tomorrow or this afternoon session, of course. Have a great one.